And that's when everybody wanted AOL.
Well,
But so many of those desks, it was crazy.
He still has
AOL.
Oh my God.
I have a friend that has an AOL studio.
Yeah, a couple people.
The Seagull County Teachers Union has it's an AOL email. TTU@AOL.com.
I never even had.
Well, you know, to give you an example of how old I am, and part of the reason why I got so interested in technology was when I was in 7th and 8th grade, we had wood shop twice a week for 2 hours each. So we had 4 hours a week of wood shop in 7th and 8th grade, and another hour of drafting. And so when I was in 8th grade, I built a rowboat. That was my 8th grade project. And so, I mean, how many 8th graders get a chance to build a boat? You know, and it wasn't, so, you know, we had one teacher and there was 4 of us building boats. And he obviously couldn't sit there with each one of us. So, you know, he would kind of give us, okay, this is what you have to do today. And we would just go and do that, you know. And I think he built in that 1 year, I think he built about 5 boats and a paddleboard. We probably had about the total of maybe 40 boys. Of course, and you know, it was back, the girls couldn't take wood shop and we couldn't take sewing. It wasn't understand that. So, but, you know, to give you an example, you know, even when I started teaching wood shop, and we weren't building boats, you know, we were building little shelves and things like that. You know,
Paper dispensers. They're all by the phone. Cannons.
So go ahead, sir.
Okay, so this is kind of a different way to do it, but you work with what you have, what you know. All right, so I was trying to figure out a good way to get my students involved. So I was thinking of an idea to get my ESOL students involved. I work at Twin Lakes Middle School, and we have a big ESOL population. So I was thinking using something like this book would like really excite them. So I had to change the way I was thinking, because I taught myself JavaScript and the scripting language, and I said, well, let me think about me doing JavaScript and applying that to this coding. So my mom was like, okay, we got something to work with. So usually when I used to have to work from the bottom up, that's just the way my brain works. So going from the bottom, looking at the coding and trying to understand what I could change. So I said, what I'll do is I'll change the coding to where you have an English translation and a Spanish translation, so when they're looking through it, they can see what they can change. So if I pair an ESOL student with an English-speaking student, I said that'd be kind of fun, because they're always trying to communicate and teach each other the words that we want them to learn. So as I was going up, I noticed where it says LCD.print, and that's what's on it, and I'll show this on the display. It was welcome, but I had welcome or hola to show that welcome means hola. So that way, you know, it's an English translation and the Spanish translation. Also, under the LCD print, under welcome or hola, you have to press the button, but along with the word press, I put prints up. So that way you have the English and then you also have the Spanish translation. So that way they can work together and learn the code together. So as you go up, and I'm still learning stuff, as you go up and you're replacing the text with the English and Spanish, the other part that I thought was pretty cool was when you come down to the RGB, and the RGB with the numbers, teaching them the numbers that correspond with colors, and let them play with that. So when I went on the site, I was trying to figure out, okay, what number combination goes with what colors. So I changed it from purple to blue, so they'll get the understanding of how to actually change the code and match it to different colors that go according to the screen that was taught yesterday too. So I learned something pretty cool. I was like, all right, well, let me see if I can take this a little bit further and challenge myself a little bit more. So I didn't mess with the small heart and the large and the big heart. I'm gonna do that later to see if I can input some other kind of shapes. But I thought that this would be pretty cool with the long text that's embedded in there. So it starts off with hola is hello, buenos hi, Buenos dias is good morning. Buenos dias is good morning, and it keeps going down and it changed the translation from English to Spanish. The only challenge that I had was the size of the screen. You don't get the whole line, so I had to figure out how to condense the lettering or condense the screen somehow. So that way, as they go along, and when you push the button, on the screen, it will change each time you push the button. So as they're reading and they're looking at the coding, they can see that it changes as it goes along. When you're reading here, smile is sonrisa, friend is amigo, peace is paz, laugh is risa. So that'll give them English and Spanish. So when you're working together, they can embed words in here so they can also teach each other Spanish and English. So I think this is a good concept for my ESOL students to get them really involved and have them be a part of the class. It's
Very cool.
Okay, so I have a question.
Yeah.
So I did the same one, but I did it to where I wanted to not use the button, but use the sound, but it wasn't going to. So is that possible for you to use a sound? Because I know we were using the button and it would change the on the screen.
Yeah,
So I was trying to get to where it changes with the sound.
Probably the key there is gonna be getting that threshold
And that is awesome.
on the sound thing just right, the sound sensor just right. Right, because the sound sensor works on
it was fun doing it.
when it
I was thinking.
when it hears that sound or when it senses that sound, that is translated into a number.
You do know that in Arduino, you can set the language for Spanish.
Oh, well, thank you. Now I know I can do, okay. All right.
So
that's cool.
it can be done, but it's probably just keep
System
that
default
threshold
is
just
English.
right
You
so
can
that
say
you have enough sound so that it'll switch it.
Oh,
There's system
Because
preferences.
it's
So you can do it that way and have one pull up Spanish, one
Yeah,
pull
and
up.
that,